It is the 200 level. Mike Carpenter in the basement studio watching this Illinois-Ohio State game. Going to get underway in the second half in a couple minutes here. And overall, I think some positives in that first half. More positives than negatives. I think that overall it's been a pretty inspired performance from Illinois. Offensively, for sure, I think very efficient. I mean, Keaton Wagler is a freaking star. Bruce Thornton, Illini killer. We can't seem to shake what feels at least like opponents going, as Isaac turned it in our chat, nuclear on Illinois. But it is a long half about to go down here at Value City Arena in Columbus, and I would hope that Bruce Thornton does not go as nuclear here in the second half, and I feel like if he does, then Illinois should be fine. That said, a positive first half, I think. Ohio State is not a bad team, but I'm fairly certain watching them, they aren't a good one either. They are 31st or 34th in KenPom. So that would tell you that, this is not any sort of gimme game, and I'm pretty sure the KenPom had you for like a 4-point win, maybe 5, and Vegas had you as a 3.5-point favorite. Okay, so again, more positive than negative. I think that what I'm interested to see from Illinois here in the second half is Tommy and Andrei Stojakovic looking like they should. What I think is a pretty favorable matchup for both, and Stojakovic was hamstrung by 2 fouls called against him and missed a lot of action on the court. But it didn't matter because, yet again, Keaton Wagler is a freaking star. And I don't want to bury the lead here because I'm watching this kid play and enjoying it immensely because there is a steadiness to his game which completely belies his age. Freshmen don't play like this. He is the best player on the court for Illinois. And Bruce Thornton's the best player on the court right now in its entirety, which, okay, when you have a stat line like that, no issues there to dub him the best player on the court with, 22 points? I'm going to go over the box score real quick before we get underway here. Bruce Thornton with 24 points on 9 of 10 shooting. He did miss that heat check 3, at which Illinois went on an 11-0 run after that, but Ohio State closed the gap back to 6. Elsewhere for Ohio State, Devin Royal, 7 points, far better than what you dealt with last year when he went nuclear himself at State Farm Center. This Tilly fella, the center, pretty good game for him, 8 points and 4 rebounds. For Illinois, Mirkovic has had a good first half as well. A better, I would say, first 10 minutes than last 10, but he has 11 points and 4 rebounds. Tommy with 4 points on 1 of 6 shooting. He's missing shots around the rim, but he is 2 for 2 from the line. Keaton Wagler, as I said, 14 points, 4 assists, only 1 measly turnover on a miscommunication between him and Tommy. And let's see here if I'm missing any other key players. Stojakovic with 4, Boswell 3, and Big Z, actually. I think he's done an admirable job in his role as the big off the bench with 10 points. Now we're underway in the second half. Ohio State with the ball, and about 5 seconds into this thing here. 19:50 to go. Sorry, they never really show a good camera angle when this thing gets underway. Hello to all those in the thread. Be sure to be chatting along the way here in the second half. And here's a take from Ohio State. No good. And Illinois gets a possible break here. 3-on-3. We'll see if Stojakovic takes it all the way. He tries to, and he does. Nice body control, and he lays it up. So back to an 8-point lead for Illinois, who has 12 bench points to Ohio State 0, 9 assists to their 6, 16 rebounds to their 14. So better than the Tennessee game, but not doing what you would hope on the rebounding margin. 3 for Ohio State is up and good. Bruce Thornton creating for his guy as Illinois does try to double him or trap him under the basket. My concern, Ohio State's not going away despite your torrid shooting. And when your offense has been this good and you're only up 5, there's an uneasiness that's kind of settling in there. Mirkovic gets doubled up, but he does a nice cross-court pass to Stojakovic, trying to make something happen one-on-one. He's got another opportunity here, bodying his man down, kicks it back out to Wagler for the 3. It is up. It looked good, but does not go in. So it is back to Ohio State with 18:45 to go. All right, let's see here. Ohio State, the take is up and good. It's back to a 3-point game. Yeah, I just didn't like, it's not that you're going to put a team away on the road in the first half. That's unrealistic. It's rare that happens unless you're playing a really awful team. Mirkovic 3, no good. It's going to go back to Ohio State with a chance to tie it perhaps with a 3. Here's Bruce Thornton. He's going to drive it. Good stop there from Tommy. Boswell helps out. Lilly, or is it Tilly, back out for three, no good, and Illinois gets the board with a chance to extend their lead a little bit more here. 18 to go. Here's Stojakovic. The take, a little bit out of control, but a good board from Boswell. He kicks it out to Tommy. Back to Andrei Stojakovic. The three is up and no good. Not his shot, really. As Keaton Wagler now comes away with it after Mirkovic tips out a second offensive board. So a foul on Ohio State, which Keaton Wagler seems to draw foul after foul after foul. And I would agree here with Hassan, it's been, or I should say Wagler has been a godsend, considering Petrovic hasn't lived up to the hype around him. Thanks, Hassan, for that. And I would say that that's a kind way of putting it for Petrovic, who has looked bad. And you probably will not see him much, if not for a minute or two in the second half, to spell a ball handler. All right, Mirkovic. Back down to Tommy, right side of the paint. He goes baseline, and good defense on the baseline there from Ohio State. So Illinois will have 6 in the shot clock when this possession resumes. I need to try to remember what number. Devin Royal, number 21. Okay, that makes sense. Big dude, though quieter tonight than he was last year, which is fortunate for Illinois. All right. Oh, as MJ McCoy says, yes, I like both Ivisic on the court at the same time, which we saw for a minute or two there in the first half. Illinois inbounds it. Boswell with 4 in the shot clock. Going to have to just check one up here. It's Tommy instead. No good off the front end of the rim, and Ohio State will get the ball back. So a 6-point lead down to 3 with 17:30. Ohio State chance to bring it within 1 or tie it. And as Bobo says, Keaton Wagler is now at the end of first round of mock drafts. He needs to come back next year. I don't want another one and done. Me either, Bobo. It's almost like Keaton, slow down, baby. Slow down. The Bart Miller experience chiming in. And Bart Miller experience, this is my concern. I have it in my pit of the stomach right now. I hope I'm wrong, but this feels like one of those slow death losses that Brad does the tip your cap thing in the post-game presser, especially coming off emotional win, perfect trap game. I thought, Bart Miller, that overall the emotion, as Ohio State brings within 1, could be played to your advantage because it seemed like Illinois woke up against Tennessee in the last 12 minutes of that game. That could happen here as well. But the problem is I'm watching Ohio State look like they've woken up just fine. But Merk with a 3, can we call him Merk, to bring Illinois back up 4? So Illinois has taken a few punches from Ohio State. They tend to respond. Royal creates some space, but Illinois does get the board. No, they don't. And Mirkovic asking for a rebound. How about Merk? You just grab the goddamn rebound. And I don't even think he's asking for a review. Just grab the thing. I like Merk. I am a little annoyed with the histrionics that are just so FIFA, and I like FIFA. I do. It's called FC now. But of course, we are not going to review that because it was off of your body. So just stop and grab the rebound next time. You're 6'9" with muscles. Just grab the thing. And Ohio State gets 2. You see, would we call that a second chance point? You had the board. It goes out of bounds off of you, and then they get it back and score 2. Bart Miller, it is hard for me to not share your sentiment that, and I hope for those listening to this, they can listen and say, oh, carpet's fine. You know, like we took a punch. Ohio State was pesky, but ultimately your talent overcame them. And we do get a foul on Ohio State, of which these are piling up. Only 2 this half, but it does seem like Illinois is doing a good job of drawing these throughout the game. Hello to all of those in Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, while you are popping in here to this live stream during the second half. If you guys could like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you might be watching on. 16:22 to go in this ball game, 53-51. Kylan with the drive. That's a heck of a take, but it does not go in. And I think he was attempting to draw a foul, does not get the call there. Bruce Thornton, the take, and he makes it. It is a 53-all game. And I don't know, man. All 5,000 people that give a shit at Ohio State are pumped up in what is just an absolutely dead arena for the most part. And you are in a dogfight with Ohio State. Now, this is, I will say this, one of those that if you win by a half point, it does not matter. Just win the game by any means necessary. Tommy does get off of the foot of Ohio State a carom after a bad miss on a 3. Stojakovic up and in, and one opportunity coming out of the timeout. Under 16, 15:39 to go, and Illinois takes a 2-point lead again. But yeah, this is a game where you just win by a point. Style points don't matter on the road in the Big Ten. Thing is, Illinois stylistically or stylishly looked pretty darn good out there, aesthetically pleasing on offense, but Ohio State racking up them points. This is an Ohio State team that does have the 37th best offense in the nation, according to KenPom. They are on track for, what are we looking at? First team to 90 wins. I'd say it's probably fair. Bobo has the stat here. Illinois shooting 42% from three, 49% from the field. Ohio State, 45% from three, 50% from the field. Now, much of that, Bobo, is Bruce Thornton. I'm going to talk about a theory I have about these guys going nuclear and Brad Underwood in game. What could be done? I'm not the coach making millions of dollars, so I don't have a great answer to that, but it's the frustration with some of these games is feeling like, come on, there's got to be a button to push. And maybe they're getting pushed and just not being executed, but that first half and letting Bruce Thornton get on a roll like that, I hope does not hurt Illinois at the end of this thing. Before I get too far ahead of myself, got to remind you, the 200 level brought to you by Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign. Steak, seafood, and spirits in the heart of downtown Champaign. Always a great time to eat at Hamilton Walkers, but none better than the holiday season. It is so cozy in there. Cold weather, more snow, Arctic freeze this weekend. Don't let it deter you from going out, getting a bone-in steak, medium rare, however you like it, old-fashioned from the bar, freshly baked bread, butter and herb butter, homemade, as everything is there, scratch kitchen that they have at Hamilton Walkers, side Caesar salad or a cup of soup on a cold day, and family-style sides, including steak fries that have the perfect amount of crisp, and I kid you not, the best ketchup I've ever tasted. Why? Because like everything else, it's made in their kitchen. Hamilton Walkers, downtown Champaign. State Farm agent Brian Hansen, online at brianismyguy.com for life, auto, home, business, renters, you name it. Brian is my guy, and he can be your guy as well at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. Join their maintenance program. And as part of that, no overtime or weekend fees and guaranteed same-day service. You get a furnace check in the fall and an AC check in the spring. That's Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend at 217-841-4728. 217-841-4728. And finally, Owen Builders LLC, online at owenbuildersllc.com for your next home improvement project. Check out a gallery of their work online at owenbuildersllc.com. Luke, big Illini fan, great staff, and their communication for contractors, which you never quite know what you're going to get. That is one thing they excel at. So you will know when your project is going to get done. They'll get it done on time. That is owenbuildersllc.com. All right, we are back from the under 16 timeout in this swiftly moving ball game. Knock on wood. Please keep moving swiftly. I love these games that tend to go quick. And you know what I love about Peacock? If they say a 6:30 tip, it's a 6:30 tip. Unlike that Fox and FS1 garbage, 6:30 tip, it's 6:42. And old man me likes to start games on time so they end on time. I know it's the lamest old man yells at cloud thing in the book, but I do like a good night's sleep. So Illinois does get a 3-point play there. Nice take, and the and one free throw made by Stojakovic. The 3 open for Ohio State is up, no good, and a nice board there from Mirkovic. Thought there was a reach in on Royal. Nice pass to the corner, but a little too much heat on it. You know, Mirkovic, is he driving you nuts? He's driving me a little nuts. He does a lot, and he does a lot of good. But I think Trevor put it perfectly. Sometimes it's like he feels the need to do everything. That play right there, it looked like a good pass, but it's like, well, wait. Why did he have to zip it like 90 miles an hour to Kylan? He was wide open. Just make a pass. Now, Ohio State, some action here in the perimeter. Royal over to number 13, one of their bigs. Down low to number 14, one of their bigs, and that is up and no good. And we get a goaltending there on Tommy Ivisic. And now Mirkovic has a bloody nose. You see, I'm just saying, why all the like demonstrative hand stuff? I know that's like you're trying to get calls, but I don't know why it's driving me nuts. It's just, like he clutches his head like, I can't believe I made. Well, just don't make that play then. Just stop with the histrionics, man. 56-55. Here's Colin Boswell. Illinois still with the lead, 14:45 to go. It's a neck-and-neck affair. Illinois typically responding well when Ohio State is either tied it or gotten within a possession. A little push on Devin Royal. Good call there and a good job by Stojakovic. Probably, embellishing that contact a little bit as he stepped out of bounds. Royal is just a big dude, man. He's built like a linebacker. All right, from Bobo, Illinois 1 for 6 from 3 in the second half. Ohio State, 11 second chance points on 5 offensive rebounds. Bobo, that's basically second chance points on every single offensive board. That's a problem. Now, also a problem for Ohio State is the third foul on Devin Royal, who's one of their better options. Here's Mirkovic working one-on-one. Nice kick out to Tommy. Back to Mirk. He's taking it himself. Absorbs the contact. And a little loop-de-loo there that doesn't go in. He kind of underhanded it with his left hand. Ohio State a chance to take a lead here. All right. 3, no, not going to be taken by Ohio State. A little two-man game, but a bad errant throw, and they're going to call a foul on Illinois, saying that they held, or it looks like maybe Mirkovic held, one of their bigs. This would not equate to a bad loss, but it would be frustrating in that you're just better than them. And if you really want to make hay in the Big Ten, which, I mean, good luck with the way Michigan's playing. These are games that, I don't know. I think I'm watching this season as a whole and thinking, all right, what's the goal? Well, the goal is the second weekend. And I feel like I probably will be a broken record by the time we get to game 15. But in order to get a second weekend appearance, you feel a lot better with a good seed. Like a 3 is a fantastic seed for that. And I keep going towards that because I think a 3 is attainable for this team. And that when they're not playing the Michigans and the Purdues and the Michigan States of the Big Ten, which I still think they can win some of those games, I feel really good at most every other one. Now, you're going to drop some. And that is just part and parcel of being in the Big Ten. But in a game like this where you're shooting this well, to drop this would be particularly frustrating. Now, Ohio State, anyone not named Thornton, struggling to shoot. They missed a 3. That was Mobley, I believe. And it will go back to Illinois with a 1-point lead. Wagler up top, 13:45 to go. The offense has stagnated here for Illinois. I said first one to 90 wins, maybe first one to 85, the way this half is going. Big Z with a very nice little feather touch on the baseline. He's been playing really well. He's got 12. So Wagler up top on number 4, handling the ball for Ohio State. Thornton gets over the screen. He misses the 3. Fortunately for Illinois, Stojakovic is a little bit late over that pick. But now Illinois ball. Wagler finds Big Z. He wants the 3, a little bit strong. It will be a foul on Ohio State. Wagler, I don't want to continue to this platonic love affair with a freshman basketball player, but this dude does everything right with a stoic kind of demeanor that is just chef's kiss, fun to watch. And what does he do there? He draws a foul on Ohio State. There was an earlier foul that he got while driving that might have been clean from Devin Royal, and even locked arms with Devin Royal a little bit. The gamesmanship and his ability to draw contact is uncanny for a freshman. Just a wise basketball player, just an extremely high IQ, which sounds cliche, but he does seem to have that. All right, another foul on Ohio State, 6 for them already. Illinois starting to do, it feels like, a little bit of what the Tennessee game was, which is start to impose your will offensively, draw the contact, get to the line plenty. Now, Ohio State's defense nowhere near Tennessee's. What you need to do is just tighten things up on the defensive end, which I feel like Illinois has done the last couple possessions. And we get a foul on Illinois. And it looks like they might get this on Wagler for a push-off. Yeah. Would that be considered, is an offensive foul considered a turnover? I don't know if it is or not, but right there, I think he got his arm extended. Illinois will be in the bonus, as Bobo says, for the rest of the game. All right. Here we go. 12:50 to go. Illinois 3-point lead. Ohio State with the ball. Bruce Thornton playing off ball. Pump fake 3. Not going to take it for Ohio State. Back up to Thornton. This is Stojakovic on him. Thornton going right into the corner. Passes it to a white dude named number 4. I don't know who he is. I don't know who anyone on this court not named Bruce Thornton is. The 3 for Ohio State is up. It's no good. It's strong, and a rebound for Big Z. Good defensive possession for Illinois, not letting Ohio State get the shot they want. And a nice take from Stojakovic. Good to see him get going in transition. Back to a 5-point lead for Illinois. String together a couple stops here. Get yourself to like a 3-possession lead. And I feel like Illinois playing with that lead. The defense, I feel like, has been really good under this 16-minute media timeout. Thornton kicks it out. Pump fake. Now a 12-footer from Ohio State. Not the shot they would have wanted, but get the board. And Big Z does get the board and draws the foul. Way to go, Big Z. Yeah, that was a weird carom off the miss. Ohio State, Illinois couldn't corral it. And at first you're like, not again. But Big Z stays with it and draws the foul. Well done. He is playing well. All right, so Illinois with a 5-point lead here, going the under 12 media timeout exactly at 12 minutes. Not bad. All right, so as we look at this second half here, just a quick reset on the box score. What do we got here? So Mirkovic with 14. Tommy, it's interesting because I thought the Tennessee game, Tommy was back. Offensively, just not making shots tonight. I'm not looking at Tommy feeling as if he's out of sorts or anything, or that he's slow-footed. He seems to be moving sprightly and looking good, just not making shots. But fortunately for you, Big Z, 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 2 for 4 from 3. Timely threes from him. Wouldn't be surprised if there's one more later. Stojakovic now with 11. I believe he had 4 at halftime. Getting him going, crucial. Wagler, no points yet this half. He's still at 14. Meanwhile, Ohio State, you have held Bruce Thornton to 1 shot this half. You have Noel at 5 points. Royals still stuck at 7. This Tilly guy at center is a little tricky. A little tricky there. Not a lot of depth on this Ohio State team, though. And that's 4, as Jacob says, on, is it Trilly or Tilly? Is he related to Jennifer Tilly for any 90s movie fans? It's just Tilly. So maybe he's Jennifer Tilly's son. If only we were so lucky. All right. Quick reminder, 200 level brought to you by Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign. Steak, seafood, and spirits. Great spot for a holiday dinner. Meal? I bet it's a deal. Dinner and meal combined. But we are going to hit up Hamilton Walkers one more time before Christmas, as is tradition. That dining room this time of year, it hits hard. When it's 20 degrees outside, you want to warm up, cozy up. And they have these, this is what I love in the dining room. They got those circular booths. I love a good booth. I don't know about you, but give me a booth over a table. Whenever we get one of them, I feel very lucky. I just kind of cozy up in there with my old-fashioned and just, that's the life right there. All right. We got an overhead shot of AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Very far away from Columbus, but the site of the next Thursday night football? I'm not really sure. Anywho, we're getting some shots here of Ohio State at practice. John Diebler, what a cool young coach. I don't understand why they didn't actually go out and get a dude, because I don't think John Diebler is going to be it. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but it seems like a rather lackluster move by a team, a program that is certainly football-centric, but has the cash to go get a dude, and decided not to do that. Interesting. All right. From the Sports Bank LLC. Hey, Paul. Centering your offensive philosophy this season around three-point shooting reminds me of Ned Flanders' mom telling the child psychologist, "We tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas." Or was it Ned's dad? "We've tried nothing, man, and we're all out of ideas." Maybe she did say that, but yeah, they were the hippie parents that did not know how to wean young Ned Flanders. That's it, Bobo. Sunday Night Football, Vikings at Cowboys. That's why we're getting the NBC promo. I will say, though, I like the Peacock presentation. No muss, nice graphics. I got to say, Big Z makes 1 or 2. I like John Fanta. Yeah, John Fanta on play-by-play. He is a jolly fella. And I know Trevor knows him well through the Field of 68, and by all accounts, just one of the good dudes in college basketball coverage. So that's pretty cool. We get a foul on Illinois here, reaching in for it. Now, I don't think a shooting foul, but it will be, I believe, the 5th team foul for Illinois. We got some more people joining, about 200 folks through our 3 platforms here. Hello to all of you this evening. And hey, drop a line in the chat thread. We'll get you up there as we react to the second half. Illinois on defense. Here's Devin Royal with Jake Davis on him. Moving in the paint, and they get, I don't know about a foul on that. Frustrating night for Jake Davis. He's basically been running and fouling. Is this the 5th or the 6th on Illinois? I guess we'll see when they update. That's the 3rd on Jake Davis, who I may have mentioned looks crazily close to one of my good friends who busk down in New Orleans. And now an away from the ball foul on Benham Rickhouse. So, guys, whether these are BS, bunk calls, whatever, chill out. And I don't know. He was hand checking him in the back and a little bit of a flop there probably from Royal, but come on. And just like that, 3 fouls with hardly any time elapsed, and Ohio State is in the bonus. Just sloppy. I mean, I'm down with physical, but geez. Devin Royal, free throw, up and good. Sorry for the dead air. I have a heater in here, and this thing blasts, and I don't need it anymore. So that's why I stepped aside from the microphone for a few seconds and out of camera shot. Devin Royal makes both to make it a 4-point game. So this is an interesting lineup here. We got Stojakovic, Wagler, Benham Rickhouse, who, boy, could we use a 3. I know he's doing everything but the 3s. But wouldn't it be nice if he did everything and a 3? He is 0 for 1 from long range tonight. Wagler trying to break his guy down. Kicks it across court to Jake Davis. Over to Stojakovic. The 3 is up. It looked online. Does not go in, though. I thought he had the baseline to just go. Here's Royal for Ohio State with 11:15 to go. And a little bit of perimeter action here for Ohio State. This is Mobley getting around the corner. And a foul on Benham Rickhouse. So Illinois fouling profusely. That is the sign that you are being a step slow on defense. Now, at first, that's not a foul. As I watch this here, Benham Rickhouse does go up straight. But the mere action of bringing your arm down, even for the sake of blocking it, is probably what convinced the ref to blow that whistle. And thank you, Bobo. Ben is 0 for 2 from 3 tonight. So this is the 3rd free point you have gifted Ohio State with 4 fouls in less than a minute's time. And that's just sloppy. This is a decent Ohio State offense. But if this defense, and I will admit, it's early enough for this defense, and hopefully they are at their peak in January, February, March, when they get more time playing together and figure out that defensive chemistry. We saw it coalesce against Tennessee. Does Ohio State have that many more offensive weapons than Tennessee? As I look here, Tennessee, the 36th best offense according to KenPom, Ohio State, 37th. Now, Ohio State is at home, and they rode a very hot first half from Bruce Thornton, but you're seeing other guys start to test Illinois a little bit here and resulting in a lot of fouls. So Illinois, 3 here from Keaton Wagler is up and good because he is a stone-cold killer. Where is my Keaton Wagler jersey? I need the orange script jersey with Wagler's name and number. I will chance it. In this NIL era, I will chance getting a player jersey if I can get an orange script Keaton Wagler. 3 for Ohio State is no good, and a push-off. Good little good acting there, I think, from David. You see, this is what I like about David's histrionics. Mirkovic. He gets going for the rebound, hand on his back from Ohio State. He goes flying off the baseline, draws the foul after the missed 3 from Ohio State. So Illinois a chance to extend this lead. Keaton Wagler, 150th ranked player in the country, as they're showing on Peacock, 26th ranked shooting guard, 2 power conference offers, Illinois and Minnesota. Again, I will sing the praises of Underwood and the staff. The evaluation of this kid could change this season's fortunes, which were already probably going to be pretty good. But this is someone that Keaton Wagler is only going to get better. He's already really good. It's insane. All right, Mirkovic at the line here for Illinois. Makes the first. 7-point Illinois lead with 10:25 to go. Mirkovic, pretty good night. I know I had my thing about, why is he so demonstrative? Well, okay. It's annoying when he does make a good play, but I think there was a good comment up here earlier, and I got to give them credit about this. Oh, boy. It was a really good point about here we go. Thank you, K. Andrew. In my advancing age, teenage players who do good things drive me less nuts than they used to when they also do not so good things. Yeah, Mirkovic does a lot more good than bad. That's for darn sure. He's a very good player. All right, 66-58, Thornton over the pick. Back up top to Royal. Royal trying to drive it in the paint. Pretty good defense there from Rickhouse. Royal contorts himself and shoots a shot around the free throw line, but I can't fault Mirkovic for that. That was good defense and forced a not very high percentage shot. Stojakovic on the left side of the perimeter here. He has one-on-one. Thornton ready to collapse. Wagler ready to take the three, and we're going to get an offensive foul call on Stojakovic as he raises his arm, and it gets Mobley in the face. So 66-60. You're going to watch this replay and see if there's any acting here from Mobley. Shoulder shimmy. He goes back in, and no, that's a good call. They gave him the first shoulder shimmy. They did not give him the second. Understandable. All right, Illinois, 15 for 16 from the line, says Bobo. He says, I like this. I like it too, Bobo. That's huge. From Isaac, somehow we are up the same amount we were at half. Yeah, this is good. This is a good offense. The defense, though, is going to kind of allow Ohio State to stay in this game. From Isaac, Thornton has 2 points this half. So it is the other characters for Ohio State that are doing this. 9:20 to go. Here's Wagler trying to drive it in. He does get Thornton off balance a little bit, but back to Mirkovic, back to Wagler. He's got height on Thornton, but does not quite go in. He wanted it. A little bit of a force. I would say almost uncharacteristic force for Wagler, who's been so natural within this offense. 4-point lead for Illinois. Mobley going around the screen. Wagler trying to keep up, and there's going to be a foul on Wagler. Illinois is fouling left and right. And I know we could say, well, there's some bad luck. Guys, this is a rash of 6 fouls in less than a media timeouts segment. It was the under 12 timeout when Illinois was at 4 team fouls. Ohio State is in the double bonus, and I've not been looking at these fouls saying that's bad officiating. So I don't know what to tell you. I've seen worse defensive performances, but these fouls are masking what might otherwise be makes on Ohio State's takes. And I think a good point here from Greg, it's undisciplined defense. It's hurting you. Now, luckily for Illinois, they missed both of their free throws there, so it's still a 4-point lead. 66-62 with 8:45 to go. Ohio State 7 for 11 from the line. Illinois 15 for 16. So we've drawn plenty of fouls as well. And we get a foul on Stojakovic, or they fouled him, I should say. Illinois will go to the line. 1-on-1 opportunity here for him. And it feels like you just keep him at 2-3 possessions arm's length here. I don't think you're going to put this game away. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you can find that nice little middle ground between really sweating it out and just kind of muscling your way to a win. All right, here's Stojakovic at the line. One more foul from Ohio State will get Illinois in the double bonus as well. From Jacob, 36 fouls total in this game. Oof, I don't like that. Good make here for Stojakovic. Second free throw coming up. So Illinois 16 for 17 from the line. All right. Yeah, Jacob, 36 fouls total. I don't know if anything will touch the 53 called in the Illinois-Arizona Elite Eight game back in 2001. Stojakovic makes both. They look good. All right, back to a 6-point lead for Illinois. And it's really just a matter of getting a few stops, because I feel like Illinois will continue to get good looks here themselves. Thornton, no good, and they're going to draw a foul. I would like to see this replay perhaps, but god dang, now this is getting into a slog. Guys, I got to go upstairs and watch another television program. Where's the foul on this? Okay, I'm watching this here. So Mirkovic, he skates through Mirkovic. What is the foul? That is actually the first one this half where I've said, what is the foul there? This anticipatory garbage from these officials. Illinois has gotten a few of those tonight, too. There's no doubt. So this is not me saying Illinois is getting screwed. No, this is just what refs do. They anticipate what they think will be a foul, and they blow the damn whistle, even if it's not. That was not a foul. Thornton makes it. Why wouldn't he? He's a tough player. I respect him. I'm just tired of him going off on Illinois. That's all. Gifting 2 points, which I'm sure Illinois has been gifted a few tonight as well. But come on. That wasn't even one of those he initiated contact. There was no contact. He just fell out of bounds. Oh, well, he must have been thrown out of there. No! Idiots. The same freaking faces I see every year from these officials, and it just gets tiring. Do your damn job. All right, Stojakovic wants some one-on-one action here. He drives it down the lane, and he gets the foul. And we'll be here until 9 o'clock this evening at this rate. Both teams in double bonus. An absolute slugfest. I'm watching this here, and yeah, I mean, at least there was contact there along the body, along his waist. And he will go to the line to shoot too. This is from K. Andrew. Either way, I don't like letting Thornton see the ball go through. Hope that doesn't wake him up again. Yeah, it has been quiet for him. Stojakovic makes his first. And, K. Andrew, that would be only Thornton's, I think he's got 4 points in the half. 1 field goal and 2 free throws. All right, Kylan comes back out on the court for Illinois, presumably to guard Thornton. Kylan, a quiet night. And it's not about what both made for Stojakovic. Looking good. 3 points on 1 of 3 shooting, deferential, 3 personal fouls, no steals, no blocks, 2 boards. You got to be more active than that. Stojakovic remains on Thornton to present a little more size. A switch here. Now it's Wagler, who goes over the top of the screen, help from Mirkovic. And Thornton, a fadeaway 2. And that was good defense by Wagler. That length bothered him there. All right. Here we go. Stojakovic turning left. Gets a little speed going downhill. They're going to call that clean. Thornton got it. Got to stop the ball, though. Looks like Boswell is trailing Thornton into the corner. Here's Royal driving it on Stojakovic. It's up and no good, and a good board for Illinois. That was good defense again from Stojakovic, getting a hand in Royal's face. All right, so here comes Boswell. Over the left side of Big Z. Wagler bringing it up top. He wants to drive it, and he is going to get the foul and go to the line. We're in the under 8 timeout. Illinois with a 6-point lead and a chance to extend it. Yeah, this is good, Jacob. Love the switches on Thornton. Okay, here's a conversation I was having with Trevor and Isaac via chat, and I had to clarify myself to Trevor because I do need to check a little bit of bias I probably have towards Underwood for his blemishes. And I say blemishes because the guy is a winning coach and heads a top 20 program. And this team does have a lot of potential. So we got to see this thing through before we judge the season. But I was telling them that when I think about Underwood, I think that macro, in terms of game planning, for example, usually pretty good. You don't win this many games unless you are pretty good at scouting and game planning. I view him similar to, what's a good example of a Major League Baseball manager? This is a very exaggerated example because I think Aaron Boone is a terrible manager. But Aaron Boone is a good manager for the clubhouse and players like him for the Yankees. But when it comes to in-game, sometimes he lacks a feel for the game. And all too often just seems to not really have his finger on the pulse, and it bites you. So when I see Bruce Thornton go off for 24 in the first half, I'm thinking, God, I know a lot of those were defended, but you got to try something sooner before he gets his 18th point or, God forbid, his 20th point. And sure enough, at the end of the half, they double him on the inbounds, and then they find Royal for an easy 2 before. And I'm like, you know. And then I think, okay, well, Trevor made a good point. Well, they did something on Thornton. I was like, you're right, they did do something on Thornton. But my argument would be, but why wait until literally the last play of the first half? In other words, the game is unfolding in front of you. The first half was Bruce Thornton and a bunch of scrubs. No one was doing anything of note for Ohio State. So before he gets his 7th consecutive make, there's got to be some button to push. Now, I don't know what that is. And I don't want Brad Underwood to poop his pants and say, all right, guys, triple teaming him. We're going to do it right now after he makes his first 2 shots. I don't want overreactions. I just feel like sometimes they are slower to react. Now, that being said, an adjustment, like Jacob makes a point here, has been made. Switches on Thornton. He is facing different defenders. He's getting bothered a little bit more by length. It's not Kylan on him this half, which he is as tall as Kylan, I think. So the length is bothering him, and the switches are too. Jacob uses the Joe Madden thing, and I didn't want to speak out of school, Jacob, because I remember the 2016 season. There were some puzzling pitching changes in that World Series, like bringing Aroldis Chapman out for a two-inning save, I want to say, in the Game 5, or using a lot of pitches when he didn't have to. Or maybe it was the Game 6 the night before Game 7. But yeah, Joe Madden, I was thinking about that as someone that has such a great macro feel for his program. but does seem slow to adjust sometimes. But I can't say though in the same breath that there weren't adjustments made at halftime here, because there were. I could go back to the Texas Tech game and the fact that Toppin had a much harder time scoring in the second half than the first. So, or was that right? No, well, he, I think, had a hot start in the second half, and then you adjusted or you figured it out around the 16, 12-minute mark. So Wagler, the line here, makes his first. It's 7:19 to go. The second is up, and it is only the second miss from the line for Illinois today. Going back to Ohio State, a 3-possession lead for Illinois, 7:15 to go. Boswell on Thornton to start. We'll see how this goes. Got to fight through screens and got to be ready to switch if need be. Humrickhouse on Royal. Right side of the perimeter here. Back to Thornton looking for the pick. Doesn't get it. Boswell still on him. Here is Mobley with Wagler on him. That is not a foul. His ass fell over. I'm just asking for these guys. I'm watching this. What is the foul? He ran into Big Z. Stop calling dumb fouls. Illinois had 5 or 6 in a row that were fouls. They were initiating contact. This was a case of that not being the case. And Ball don't lie, because he missed the first free throw. Just come on. These games should not be going over 2 hours. This will inevitably go over 2 hours. No, I wonder why. Maybe because there were a bunch of fouls that didn't actually exist being called and slowing this game to a snail's pace. I don't need this to be, at least 2001 A Space Odyssey is a glacial pace, but it's beautiful to look at. I don't need the refs mucking this thing up to the degree in which they're doing it. 71-65 Illinois with the lead. 6:35 to go. Wagler picks up his dribble, needs some help. Boswell back to Wagler. He's just got to launch it. No, he finds Mirkovic. Mirkovic up, no good. Gets the putback, no. Get the board. Tommy just can't quite corral it. Man. Oh, boy. I don't like the sign of this, Craig Toohill. 40 burger, or are we talking about fouls called or what? And that's going to be a foul. Yep. And that was a foul. Guys, Illinois has had a bad tendency to bite on the pump fake. Stop biting on the pump fake and leaving your damn feet. You're 7 feet tall. At least 3 of you are. Or if not, you're close. Stop leaving your feet. Illinois with God knows how many fouls this have. Can someone actually effort that? It's double bonus for both teams. We're going to be here all night. And I like being with you guys. Don't mistake that. I do like being with all of you. But golly gee. Tilly at the line, shooting 2. It's up and good. It is a 5-point game. Tenuous lead for Illinois. I mean, the thing is, just keep doing what you're doing and drawing fouls on them. I mean, again, we'll be here all night. And Ohio State is not doing much in the way of keeping you from getting the basket. And when you got Wagler and you have Stojakovic, and I'd like to see Boswell have a little bit more of a pulse out there, because you're the senior, man. Like, you can get to the line and you make your free throws. So let's see it. He's been checked out tonight. Tilly misses the second. So Ohio State leaving a decent number of points out there on free throws. All right. Here is Colin Boswell over to Stojakovic, back to Kylan. They're just on top of the perimeter here. Stojakovic back to Boswell, where we are now 20 seconds in the shot clock, and they're just passing back and forth. We find Tommy, and this is not really shaping up to be much of a possession. We're just going to chuck it up after 25 seconds of dilly-dallying. But that's a heck of a play by Stojakovic. God dang. Just inside the line, up and in. Huge. 7-point lead for Illinois with 5:30 to go. Mobley down to Tilly. No foul, fortunately, but Illinois late on the switch there, and that opens up an easy layup. All right, here is Keaton Wagler bringing it across half court with 5:12 to go. 73-68 Illinois. Wagler getting a pick left from Mirkovic. No, he's not. Illinois very deliberate with the time here. Wagler looking for Mirkovic. Mirkovic back out to Boswell. Pump fakes the 3. Finds Wagler. finds Stojakovic. No good, but Illinois gets the board. Stojakovic needs to slow it down. Chill. Illinois does get the carom, though, and a foul on Mobley. Mirkovic will go to the line to shoot 2. Man. 4:45 to go here, and I said first 1 to 90 wins, but this game is just slowed down. It is a muck 'em up, 3 yards and a cloud of dust. And I know that's a football analogy, but man, the way these teams are hitting each other. The guys in the Brad Underwood jumpsuits behind the bench enjoying this one. I like how one literally has an unlit cigarette in his mouth. I like the accessorization. Did you know cigarettes are making a comeback? This might sound really weird, but if they weren't unhealthy, like let's say they were healthy for you like coffee. You know, we know caffeine's this or that, but let's just say they had that quality the coffee does. I think I'd do it because I just seen a few too many movies where people look cool doing it. But alas, they're very, very not healthy. And they're very, very expensive. So, just a pipe dream. Second free throw coming up for Mirkovic. It is up and good. Illinois continuing to excel from the line, 75-68. Mirkovic with 18 and 7 tonight. Very good performance from him. 4:40 to go. Bruce Thornton bringing across half court. Every stop huge for Illinois at this point because you feel confident Illinois will continue to put up points at the line. Here's Thornton 3. It's no good. Air ball. Is the magic perhaps gone? Let's hope with 4:30 to go, because if he is not one they can count on offensively, I don't know. I mean, Devin Royal can muscle his way to some points, but it seems like they'll be laboring quite a bit more. All right, here's Wagler. 4:20 to go, 20 on the shot clock. Him and Boswell, little two-man game at the top of the perimeter. A lot of space here offensively for Illinois, and it's going to be off of Royal's leg. So, shot clock resets to 20 with 4:11 to go. From Bobo, Illinois 22 of 24 from the line, out-rebounding OSU 33-27. It's good to see a little bit more separation in the rebounding, Bobo, because Illinois was, I think, up only 1 at half. So, good to see they're +5 in rebounding this half. Boswell with 15 on the shot clock, going left, finds Wagler, about 40 feet from the basket. Here's Boswell. Shows that he's going to take a 3. He does not, though. Wagler with the ball. This is going to be a little two-man game. No, he finds Boswell at the line. Boswell has to shoot it up. Up and good. Whoa, they got the travel. I think they got the travel. It's quite a few steps. Now, I don't think you can review that. I mean, you could, I guess. You got the challenge, but I don't know. Pivot foot, that's not a travel. Or are they calling it shot clock violation? Help me out, chat thread. I think they're looking at shot clock violation if this replay is any indication. So if so, that will count after they look at it. Do they call it a travel, Jacob? They must have. It's not a travel. These guys are absolute morons. I know that I said initially, as I was watching that, I think that was one too many steps, but I'm not on the court watching his damn beat. I'm not paid to do that. I know these guys have other jobs. I know it's not easy, and the athletes get faster and faster. It can't be easy, but it's not that hard. So just stop making bad calls. I know it's a thankless job, but like, I don't know, if you're going to sign up for it, actually do it and do it well. I mean, that's fair to say, right? That's not a travel. Whatever. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm trying not to be that guy that complains about officiating, because it is what it is. You can't control it. And what Illinois has done a really good job is using that to their advantage tonight. Drawing foul after foul, getting to the line, making their free throws, advantageous for Illinois. So I'm not saying that the officials have hurt Illinois much at all tonight. Illinois is playing that card very well. But, come on. Please. Now, before I get out of here, because we got one more media timeout. We're the under 4 timeout. I want to hit the sponsors one more time. And as I remind all of you that are watching, and hello to about 250 people between Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Hello to all of you. I appreciate you joining me on this second half podcast. Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign. Steak, seafood, and spirits right in the heart of downtown Champaign. State Farm agent Brian Hansen online at brianismyguy.com for life, auto, home, business, renters, you name it. Brian is my guy, and he can be your guy as well at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728 and join their maintenance program. No overtime or weekend fees and guaranteed same-day service. Furnace check in the fall, AC check in the spring. Can't recommend it enough. We've been doing that for a few years now. That's Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. And finally, Owen Builders LLC. I'm on owenbuildersllc.com. For your next home improvement project, check out a gallery of their work online at owenbuildersllc.com. One more thing. Hawk my wares. Stocking Stuffer, the 200 level. The book about Illinois basketball is available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, Kindle, whichever format you prefer, for a stocking stuffer gift. And if you order it now, it'll get in on time for Christmas. Amazon prints these things very quickly. So they reviewed it. Did they give Illinois the shot? No, I'm sorry. Did that count? All right. 75-68. I'm sorry. I forgot what the score was before he attempted that, if we were up 5 or 7. Ohio State with the ball. 3:30 to go. Every stop massive at this point. Keaton Wagler up top against Mobley. Mobley going right. And Illinois, man, I think they should have gotten the foul on the screen. They don't get it. Mobley up and in. It is a 5-point lead for Illinois with 3:20 to go. No review. Okay, so it was a 7-point lead. Would have been 9 with that. Okay, well, time to go score. Now, one thing Illinois has been doing is just really milking these possessions. And you see just how spaced out they are. 15 on the shot clock. There's not a lot of urgency to get a shot. And I understand that they got guys that can create in a moment's notice. You see kind of a weird look here from Ohio State. Is it zone? I think it might be zone. Keaton Wagler 3. Where is my jersey? I want that jersey. Mobley 3. No good, and thank you for no call on that as well. I thought Bruce Thornton just traveled or a double dribble there. His dribble went very high. Illinois does not get the long rebound. Here is Devin Royal. Do not foul him. And they do. Stop fouling him. Now it's Keaton. Now Keaton's cool. Keaton, that's okay. It was you. You can foul. You can foul. Man, stone cold killer, this kid, man. I mean, just unbelievable. That was just a quick little pass back from Kylan. Launches the 3, no hesitation. Makes it. Cojones. Keaton Wagler. Jacob, I agree. We reach a lot. Remember, listen, highest I ever played basketball, 6th grade Park District, maybe 7th grade. Play defense with your feet, not your hands. It's cliche, but it's true. Illinois' got, I think, enough lateral speed with Keaton and with Boswell against guards. Keaton being a freshman. Oh, that was on Boswell, his 4th. Interesting. So I think the key to a lot of this is Stojakovic as a defender as this goes along, because he's got height that can bother shorter guards. And if one like a Bruce Thornton's going off, he's a good guy to spell in as a defender. All right, so Illinois gets it across half court with 2:22 to go and a 6-point lead. And they really just need to get a bucket and a stop to feel great about where they're at. Here's Keaton with 12 on the shot clock. And this is Mirkovic up top with him. And Keaton wants this. He would like to have this. He drives it. And no foul called. So in this game, where everything under the sun is being called, and listen, that might not have been a foul. He might have just jumped straight up. We're going to watch the replay here. Okay, so the guy jumped straight up. Yeah. You see, that's the thing, though. That's fine, because that's not a foul. But it's just they've been calling it like that all night. Mirkovic, no good on the shot. Boswell gets fouled. Unbelievable effort on the rebound and will go to the line. Huge, huge moment potentially if he can nail these. Wow. Okay, so this was a miss on the baseline from Mirkovic, who didn't have much time to shoot that. And Boswell gets big. That's a massive rebound. And you know what? That was a foul on Mobley. I mean, he was draped all over him at first. I don't know if they did get Mobley on that. All right, Boswell, first is up and good. 7-point lead, so back to 3 possessions. You feel like one more stop, you're in great shape. All right, second shot coming up for Kylan. It is No good. They're going to call it out on Ivisic. They're going to call a foul on him. This asshole, why is he looking so forceful? Why are you looking angry? Why is the official got a grimace on his face? Like he takes this as a personal affront. What is wrong with these people? Who's the demonstrative one there? These petulant children that act like, how dare you question my call? Dude, it's a game. Your call's going to get questioned, especially when you continually make the wrong ones. Here's Tilly at the line. Free throw is up. It is good. Yes, Greg, it is the angry elf ref. Why is he scowling? I'm like, if you are confident in your call, you make it and you don't. What a jackass. Timeout for Ohio State. It's a 5-point game with 2 minutes to go. It's just ridiculous. Well, they keep calling fouls, but watch this guy be all freaking about retribution because he was pissed off by something Tommy said, which didn't look to be much at all. I don't know. You know, Bobo, you say this. He must have money on OSU. The spread is 3.5. Remember the Texas Tech game? Flagrant on Kylan. Listen, these things are going to happen in college basketball. They're going to happen in sports. You bet on sports, and I don't hate sports gambling. It's fine. But it's so prevalent that it's going to happen. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But when we see these things, they're going to be anecdotal, right? So it's going to be hard to track, how many games are getting bad calls late. There's no real way to track that, but it will be interesting. Just keep that in mind. The spread at tip-off was Illinois minus 3.5. It is a 5-point game. That was not a foul on Tommy. And the little bitch boy ref thought it was. Okay, fine. Let's see if there's not another one if this lead gets extended. Just saying. Isaac says, this is one of the least enjoyable games I've watched in a while, and we might win. You know, Isaac, here's the tricky thing. This is our good friend Isaac Ambrose, by the way. You know Isaac. He's the man. Now, the thing about it, Isaac, is that I acknowledge that for a good middle portion of that half, the team defense, Illinois in particular, was sloppy and sluggish. Notice who's not out there right now. That's Benham Rickhouse. It was not his best night. And I thought defensively there were a couple good possessions and a couple where he just was slapping away. So I acknowledge there have been fouls tonight. But it's like the refs get into this modus operandi where it's they must be fouling at the same rate for all 40 minutes, so we're going to just keep blowing that whistle. It's anticipatory garbage that does slow down the game. These are college basketball games, 40 minutes of regulation. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, and maybe TV timeouts were shorter back in the day, but I'm pretty sure it's been the same 4 media timeouts each half. The teams have theirs for end-of-game situations. I don't remember games going much past 2 hours. I really don't. And now we're looking at this game, which started at 6:30 on the dot and will probably end in the next 10 minutes, but just going on and on. And it's just zapping fun out of sports. It's the officiating. It's the bloat. I just want to watch a game. This is a Tuesday night game at Ohio State. Ho-hum. Does it really need to be a knockdown, drag-out epic in length? No. Just in the game. I want to go home. Oh, I'm already home. But I want to just... Yay, Illini, but come on. Like, stop going so long with these games. 5-point lead for Illinois, 2 minutes to go. Both teams in double bonus. Boswell gets it in. Stojakovic gets into Boswell. Good traps here from Ohio State. Stojakovic needs to get it across the timeline, and he does. He traveled there, I thought, but they did not call it. Whew, man, I thought he took one extra step. Maybe not. All right. A lot of time wasted on that full court press. Ohio State defending with 8 on the shot clock. Here's Boswell. A step back 3. That's not what you wanted. He's not in a position to take that shot. I'm sorry. He's not. That needs to be Wagler's shot. That needs to be a drive to the basket, or that needs to be Stojakovic's drive to the basket. A step back three from Kylan is not what you want. Royal, up and good. It's a 3-point game after a garbage offensive possession and an inability to get a stop. And I'm not trying to pick on Kylan, but that cannot be the offensive set after you have a timeout. You take forever to get across half court. That's fine, but you still had 15 seconds to go. Now, he's talking to Kylan there, and he's probably upset by it, but this has to be a deliberate call to one of your best players. Tonight, Kylan's not one of them. He had the great rebound, and he made one or both of his free throws. One, at least. But it's not his night. That step-back three cannot be from Kylan. And really, you had enough time to just go to the rim. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get a foul call on you in all likelihood. A 3-point game with 1:09 to go. Don't blow this, Illinois. Do not blow this. You are the better team. You have got to finish this thing out. As we get the game reset here, 79-76. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Both teams in the double bonus. Possession arrow in Illinois' favor with 1:09 to go. You've got to attack. I need to see Stojakovic here. Colin Boswell on that possession should have been the 4th option. Inbounds play here. Kylan with the ball. Bruce Thornton on him. He gets it across half court with 1:03 to go. One more shot and one more stop will do it. But it starts with the shot made on offense. This is Keaton Wagler. Mirkovic coming up to defend. I don't want to see a 3 here unless it is from Keaton Wagler. Stojakovic got a lot of space there in the right corner. This is Tommy. The 3 is up. It is no good. It is good. Okay, well, I mean, he can take a 3 if he wants. There we go, baby. Yeah, just like we drew it up. Hey, team is making 3s tonight, and I don't feel as if. I'm eating crow, by the way. I'm just with a spoon. Well, eating the crow. Don't take a 3. Oh, he makes one. Okay. Massive shot from Tommy, who's been cold tonight, and he gets it. Illinois 10 for 26 and 3s. Guys, I know they were hotter in the first half, but I will take any game where you shoot under 33s. For one, I think over 33s is when it starts getting a little egregious. 26 is fine. And 38%, you take anything over 33% as something for that. This is from the Sports Bank LLC. Between the extra added whistles and the elongated media timeouts, yes, these games are taking much longer these days. Got to get all those extra Geico, Wendy's, and TIAA ads in. Don't forget the Sports Bank. Don't forget Limu Emu, who I might meet in the flesh in Nashville. I might meet the old Limu Emu. I'm not going to try to punch him in the face because it's an emu. I love animals. If I meet Doug, I can't promise how that's going to go down. We're back underway with 43 seconds to go. Illinois 6-point lead, 1 stop. 1 stop and make your free throws. Here's Bruce Thornton over the screen. This is going to be Big Z helping out. It's off of Thornton, Illinois ball. Yes. Unbelievably no foul called. But Big Z stayed straight. Thornton was a little bit out of control. Illinois can ice this with free throws with 33.7 to go. Here we go. Huge play by Big Z, says Jacob. And not just that, Jacob, but a great night for Big Z, who has been perfectly playing his role on this team. And when asked to do more, has done more. When asked to not do as much, like against Tennessee, he just did what he had to do. We get a foul on Ohio State before any time elapses. And Illinois will go to shoot 2 free throws. The question is who? Sorry, K. Andrew, what was my segue? Was it about Limu Emu or I forget. Big Z? Was it Big Z or I forget? I felt like that was a humble brag there. So which transition do you speak of, K. Andrew? All right, free throw is up and good for Keaton Wagler. My platonic basketball crush. Need that jersey. Need it. Guys, I mean, I can't recall in a freshman, KJ was capable of wow. Will Riley was capable of wow. Why is Keaton Wagler more impressive than those two? He's been steady from game one. Steady from game one. I don't see any drop-off for Keaton Wagler because there's nothing from him that exudes freshman. Not a single thing. Oh, thanks, Andrew. So it was when I was talking about fighting the Emu and Doug. Right back to the game. We got action to talk about here. All right. Wagler, 22 points. Make it 23. Matches his number on the jersey. 84-76 with 33.7 to go. Ohio State, like a chicken with their head cut off, brings it across half court. Here's Bruce Thornton. It's up. It's good. And it is a 6-point Illinois lead. Yeah, of course. Why not a timeout? Let's stay here all night. I'm loving this with all of you. Timeout John Diebler. Was he on the team, by the way, that beat Illinois with Matt Sylvester? Not to bring that back up, but from Bobo, Big Z played 18 minutes. And you know what, Bobo? All of those 18 minutes were impactful. That speaks volumes of his game tonight. He has been excellent. From Jacob, this would be a quad one win and our third this year. You know what? This is where the Tennessee win was massive. You had to split the 4 non-con games. Texas Tech, Alabama, UConn, Tennessee. You did. So that's not going to hurt you on Selection Sunday. It'll probably net help you. This is a game that I don't know what Ohio State's going to do this year. I'm frankly not that impressed. Do I see them going like 19-12? Yeah. 20-11, bubble? Maybe. I don't think they're going to suck. And it was a road game. So you do wonder, Jacob, if it does remain a quad one as the season goes along. It certainly is right now. Funky inbounds upcoming for Illinois. They're all lined up under the basket. And here we go. And out of bounds. Off of Illinois. Okay. Why is it so difficult for this program to inbound the ball in late game situations from the baseline? Why is the blob so hard for this team? Here is Mobley. He wants a 3. And this is going to be out of bounds on Stay with Ohio State with 21.6 to go. It is not that hard to inbound the ball. Why do I see no other teams with an issue with a baseline out of bounds in late game situations? All right. Good job by Mirkovic following Mobley out to the 3-point line. And a block from Big Z and a foul on Ohio State. That was awesome defense right there. Awesome defense. To start, you get Royal with the ball. Well, okay, that's only that part that we see there. An amazing block from Big Z. But before that, what you saw was Mirkovic, I believe, had closed out on Mobley to prevent the 3, which he wanted badly. And you force that inside for a contested shot. Even if he makes the 2, that's not going to hurt you. Massive. So Tilly is fouled out. We're going to probably, we're going to go to the sidelines and talk this over? Big Z, though, thank you, Eric. He was a beast tonight. What a performance. And assuming Tommy makes a jump to the pros after this year, you're really kind of saying, Big Z, the floor is yours. And to see the consistency with which he's played is something I did not expect. David Mirkovic makes his first to make it a 7-point game. 3-possession lead with 17.7 to go. And St. Dom, you are correct. That is correct. This game is taking forever to end. But with an 8-point lead, 86-78, it is looking like it will end in Illinois' favor. Ohio State ball. Here's Thornton with 16 seconds to go. 15, 14. Mobley is just going to have to chuck up a long 3. Maybe it's going to be Thornton instead. Nope, it's going to be Devin Royal. The 3 is up. It's no good. Illinois with the board. Don't foul Ohio State. But, of course, they do because they're freaking morons. And I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to speed this up. But you know what we can do? What is the foul count? Before we wrap this thing up, can someone give me the total foul count on this 2-hour and 15-minute slugfest thanks to the Big Ten's finest? I am anxious to find out what the foul count is. Insane. But ultimately, guys, the story of this game, some frustrating moments, but I thought from the tip, pretty inspired ball from Illinois. Sloppy at times, but I did not question really one point in this game any sort of lack of motor or energy or any of that. It seemed like they did bring over that motor from the Tennessee second half, brought it to this game, withstood a really hot first half from Bruce Thornton, made adjustments against Bruce Thornton in the second half, and will walk away. Please miss this shot. I want a double-digit win on the road. Of course, garbage-ass shot. I don't know if that matters in the net or not, but Illinois with an 88-80 win on the road against Ohio State to start off the Big Ten season 1-0 with Nebraska undefeated and ranked coming to the State Farm Center on a brisk, shall we say, Saturday afternoon. 48 fouls called tonight, but Illinois gets the win. And I got to say, absolutely sick blue jerseys. I know we got a thing against blue jerseys, not when they look that good. We got a sick jersey ensemble, shall we say, this year. This is from Greg. Road wins are tough. Could have been a letdown. 100%. It was not. Strong second half. Helps to close this thing out. Well done. This is from K. Andrew. We should have come down from the high beating Tennessee, and we didn't. That's what makes it such a huge win. Well said, Andrew. And from that three-point shot, yeah, Bobo, I think Andre did get a piece of that last three that Ohio State took. I thought the defense was pretty uniformly good in the last 12 minutes when you weren't fouling, which is to say maybe the defense wasn't great because he kept fouling. But improvement, continued improvement defensively. You got a lot of guys that can go get you a bucket. And the first 1 to 90 didn't win, but Illinois does finish with 88 points, made their free throws at such a high clip. It's pretty darn good. We should feel good after that win. That is for sure. Well done to Brad Underwood and the team. I thought that good adjustments in the second half. They were the better team. We all knew that, and it wasn't a blowout, but you got a decent margin win on the road against a team that doesn't suck. And in the Big Ten, that counts for a lot. 1-0. And what is it, 8-2 on the season, I think? Hopefully 9-2 after Nebraska on Saturday, which should be a win at home. I hate Saturday games, but you know what? It's not an 11 a.m. tip-off. This team tends to not do good in those early Saturdays, but I'm hoping a little bit later they'll be alive and play well. Let's hope. Is it going to get frustrating? Yeah, probably is. I don't know what it is about Saturday games with Brad Underwood teams. They're just lethargic sometimes. But if they come out and they aren't lethargic and they look good, all the more impressive. So, hey, we got 350 people about between the three streams here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor. Stocking stuffer, if you haven't already, 200 level book. It will still get to you in time. Hardcover, paperback, Kindle, whichever you prefer. Got to thank our sponsors, Hamilton Walkers, State Farm Agent Brian Hansen, Owen Builders LLC, and Dogtown Heating and Plumbing. That was a fun win. I think on Saturday, going to watch the game. Maybe might even go to it in the freezing Arctic tundra of Champaign. But on Sunday morning, we'll come back here. We'll do a podcast to have a true reaction after everything kind of settles down. So, hey, have a great rest of your week. Have an excellent weekend. Stay warm in what looks to be ridiculously cold. And we will talk to you Sunday morning to recap Illinois, Nebraska. All right, everybody. See you soon. Stay warm. It is the 200 level.